Welcome to our group project, Create a Sustainable School Communicate. Our group is Team 1A.
A member of staff at Patrician Brothers Blacktown, through their own personal engagement and as an employee of the school, has identified significant gaps within Patrician Brothers Blacktown regarding the topic of sustainability and the school's approach to becoming a sustainable community. Having read the cross-curriculum priorities written into the Australian school curriculum, we've deemed that Patrician Brothers Blacktown lacks measures or actions towards becoming a sustainable school. The Australian curriculum places emphasis on sustainability as a priority for study that connects and relates relevant aspects of content across learning areas and subjects. All Australian curriculum learning areas have a potential to contribute to the sustainability cross-curriculum priority. The photographic evidence collected by this member of staff during their time at the school shows a distinct lack of sustainable measures being put in place. This includes the lack of recycling bins around the school as well as any signage throughout the classroom about the topic of sustainability. They also noticed a lack of conversations about sustainability within the classrooms. One of our group members also had difficulty in locating any form of sustainability policy implemented within the school. Throughout their time at this school, there was almost a complete lack of sustainable practices or classroom discussions on sustainability. The current system of sustainable practices at Patrician Brothers in Blacktown goes against the Environmental Education Policy for Schools 2017.1.1 that states, all schools will develop and implement a school environment management plan that is meaningful to the whole school community and is evaluated at regular intervals. For this reason, as well as the other fundamental points of this policy, we aim to develop and introduce sustainable measures and practices at Patrician Brothers in Blacktown. To simplify, gaps in sustainable practices can be seen as lacking easily accessible recycling policy, a whole school policy that encourages sustainable practices, any clear initiative in regards to sustainability at the school, and engagement in any data collection protocols that would support further sustainability practices.
Our group proposal is turn Patrician Brothers Blacktown into sustainable community. The project aims to provide Year 7 students with the tool and knowledge to engage in their meaningful way with the sustainability and make a difference with their local community. Through this project, will eventually become a school-wide approach. Our project aims to develop that Year 7 students into the future leader for this continuation of the project. For our proposed project, we aim to focus on the key learning areas of English, mathematics, geography, food technology, and language. Despite this focus, we are all confident that all KLA can become involved in a project such as ours. Through the focus on those KLA, we aim to provide us the tool and the broad knowledge base for those students to build a sustainable community with the school and also eventually develop action plan of their own. It's a project that provides access and ability to all others so that everyone have an opportunity to become involved within it. Our focus is on the education of students around sustainable practices and approach that's already aligned to the relevant syllabus and cross-curriculum standards. Also formulating a sustainable school communicate program in conjunction with those Year 7 students. Through the initiative that will be employed that's within the school, the tool and knowledge will help drive the students to be a global citizens who will perhaps one day help combine the global climate crisis. As the students move out throughout the year, the process will continue and the first round of the students will help the influence that's the next generation of students in the lower year, and such we develop a practice that helps to ensure that the sustainable practices at the school communities from one generation to the next. Those Year 7 students will become more educated regarding sustainable school, being sure through our relevant KLAs. In other words, students will learn about sustainability and sustainable practices through that's the subject of food technology, English, language, mathematics, and geography. Through their learning, they will meet the relevant sustainable standards that align with the current syllabus.
Improvement of sustainability knowledge or engagement will be measured across multiple levels throughout the first year of the project. For the action research project itself, data will be collected by students across a multitude of feasible studies from the beginning of the year to the end of the year regarding sustainability within the school. The Year 7 students will have been exposed to quantitative data collection methods in order to gauge in this project effectively. Initially, the primary data collection will only be quantitative, whereby students are to gather the weekly recycled cans and bottles with the lead teacher who will assist with the collection of these bottles. The nearest Woolworths return and earn to this school is Caltex Woolworths Blacktown, which is less than 5 minutes away from the school by car. This data of how many cans and bottles have been recycled and the money that they earn will be logged, and this will reveal the amount of recycled goods that will be recycled weekly. This data chart can be displayed in the hallway and classrooms and presented in assembly by the students each week to gain more interest. The data that displayed in the classroom is aimed to encourage teachers to develop tasks to assess the development and knowledge associated with sustainability. Assessment of learning can be achieved through whatever means deems appropriate for the class. In addition, with collaboration with the teaching and contributing staff, students will be provided with an ordered worksheet and school's energy bill for the last 3 months. The students will calculate the energy consumption and its cost for 3 months for 1 year. Students compare the electricity bill in the beginning and the end of year to establish recommendations to reduce energy consumption. These ideas will be presented at the end of the year. Throughout the year, students have the responsibility to engage the school and encourage students to become more involved. Therefore, through student autonomy, these initiatives will hopefully reveal increases in recycling, energy consumption, and overall sustainable school and community.
The goal of our action research project is to develop a sustainability cycle within the school. We aim to do this by providing approachable sustainability goals to a group of Year 7s within the school. We want to equip them with the tools and knowledge to be able to approach the environmental crisis through their own means. With this in mind, the first year goal within the school itself is to get the group of Year 7s to develop ways in which the school can recycle more. The way we will encourage this is through a formation of a committee at the school and through raising awareness regarding sustainability practices, both through student means and teacher means. Our example for the first year goal would be an approachable recycling goal, whereby money raised by the recycled goods will fund a party at the end of the year. Another goal that we see as approachable for the first year is in the KLA of geography. This would require students to meet outcome GE4 number 5. The outcome demands that students discuss and the management of places and environment for their sustainability. Such an outcome will be achieved by making students develop a vegetable garden or water tanks within the school. This new knowledge will then be used to develop sustainable practices at the school in other areas, such as introducing more recycling bins throughout the school, using the vegetable garden within the school canteen and educating the rest of the school, and then that will lead to a more sustainable school in the long run. In line with the Environmental Education Policy of 2017, our project would include the involvement of the principal and school community to help evaluate and monitor the effectiveness of the school's environmental management plan. The intention is for the Year 7 students to become future leaders who will continue to improve and educate the future students of Patrician Brothers High School. Through a process of developing future leaders, we ensure the existence and perpetuation of this mindset, even in the event of our departure. In saying this, we hope that the policies and management plan these students employ will stand the test of time and continue to remind the school of their requirements as a sustainable school. The short-term goal is to implement more recycling bins within the school and instill the importance of recycling for the betterment of the school and the environment. Therefore, with our future leaders gaining insight on the importance of recycling and how the environment is being destroyed, the long-term goal is to have these students self-regulate their behaviour within and outside the school, in turn creating new and innovative ways in protecting our environment.
The project-based learning task is developed in mathematics curriculum for Year 7 students to focus on saving energy, which is one of the 17 objectives in the Sustainable Development Goal in Australia. This activity acknowledges the Melbourne Declaration, and attempt has been made through mathematical curriculum to develop students as active and informed citizens to sustain and improve the natural and social environment. Across the terms, the activities will be employed to help develop students' skills, knowledge, and capacity to plan and manage energy consumptions through a series of investigation process. The activities involve collaborative work to investigate energy consumption in the classroom and to improve energy efficiency. In mathematics, through a collaboration with the main staff, students will be provided with audit worksheets and school energy bill for the 3 months. Then students calculate the school energy consumptions and its cost for 3 months, and hence for 1 year by applying mathematical knowledge. Each group identify one factor from data and recommend interventions to reduce energy consumption at classroom. The students compare the school energy bill before and after the interventions and make recommendations to reduce energy consumptions at school. The students present their idea in a creative way to the class, principal, or school council. The Gantt chart provides the visual representation of our project timeline across 3 school terms. The Gantt chart includes a list of project tasks, a time scale across the top with user-defined timing intervals, and bars under the time scale showing task timing. In term 1, the units of work across each scale are developed between week 1 to week 3. In week 4, pre and post tests are developed that support us to measure the outcomes of the projects. The pre-tests are conducted across scale A in week 5. From term 1, week 6 to term 2, week 10, teachers develop the knowledge and skills of year 7 students, which is required for project-based learning by teaching unit of work. In term 3, post-test is conducted in week 1 that support us in the analysis of data collections and recommendations, which are conducted in week 2. In week 3, the students present their idea in a creative way to the school community and stakeholders. From term 3, week 4 to term 4, the students and school community observe and make any further changes in the recommendations to establish sustainable school community at Patrician Brothers College.